Think back to when you were in a classroom. You were never the smartest in the room, not the fastest, not the one people pointed at and said, "They're going places." Maybe you were average, maybe you were overlooked, and somewhere along the way, you started to believe that was your limit. But here's the quiet truth no one told you. It was never about how smart you are. It was about how hungry your mind is. And that changes everything. There's a moment many people remember. A classroom, a meeting, a conversation where someone else had the answer. And you didn't. You stayed quiet. Not because you didn't care, but because you didn't feel smart enough to speak. So you listened, you watched, you wondered. And then something small happened. A question formed in your mind. A simple one. Why? You didn't ask it out loud, but it stayed with you. And later, you looked it up. You thought about it. You tried to understand. That quiet moment, that small question, that's where everything begins. For a century, society has worshipped a single, rigid metric, the IQ score. We have been trained to believe that intelligence is purely about processing speed, memorization, and logical computation. If you take time to think, if you get distracted by the why instead of the what, society labels you as slow, unfocused, or average. We grow up believing intelligence is fixed, that some people are just born sharp, and others just aren't. But modern psychology has uncovered a massive flaw in this system. Because intelligence can open a door, but curiosity is what makes you walk through it. While a high IQ might help you pass a standardized test, it is a surprisingly poor predictor of a deeply fulfilling, successful, and innovative life. Psychologists have discovered a far more powerful metric. They call it CQ, the Curiosity Quotient. It is the measurement of a hungry mind. A high IQ means you can process the answers quickly, but a high CQ means you have an insatiable, obsessive drive to ask better questions. Let us shatter the illusion of the traditional genius by observing the alien intelligence of the deep sea and the secret journals of history's greatest artist. If you want to understand what a purely hungry mind looks like, look to the ocean. Look at the octopus. Biologically speaking, the octopus should not be intelligent. It does not have the massive centralized cerebral cortex of a primate. It is a mollusk, a relative of the clam and the snail. Yet, the octopus possesses an alien level of intelligence. Its brain is not centralized in its head. 2/3 of its neurons are distributed throughout its 8 arms. The octopus literally thinks by touching, tasting, and exploring its environment. In laboratories, octopuses are famous for escaping their tanks, unscrewing glass jars, short-circuiting bright lights by squirting water at them, and using coconut shells as armor. How does a creature with no formal education and no primate brain solve such complex puzzles? It solves them through relentless, uncompromising curiosity. The octopus cannot survive by memorizing rules. It survives by engaging in what biologists call exploratory play. When it encounters a new object, it doesn't run away. It touches it. It pulls it apart. It asks, biologically, what happens if I do this? Society wants you to be a computer, processing inputs and delivering predictable outputs. But you were not designed to be a computer. You are an octopus. When you obsess over a random topic late at night, or take something apart just to see how it works, your brain is engaging in exploratory play. You are not distracted. You are feeding the hungry mind. This concept of the hungry mind was the absolute defining trait of the man widely considered to be the greatest genius in human history, Leonardo da Vinci. We look at his masterpieces, like the Mona Lisa or The Last Supper, and assume he possessed a superhuman IQ. But Leonardo was an illegitimate child. He received no formal, higher education. He could barely read Latin, the language of the intellectuals of his day. In fact, the smart academics of the Renaissance dismissed him as an unlettered man. So, how did an uneducated man design flying machines 400 years before the airplane and map the human heart with terrifying accuracy? He possessed what the Italians called curiosità, an insatiable, burning curiosity about the world. When we look at Da Vinci's private notebooks, we do not find complex mathematical formulas. We find bizarre, obsessive questions. He wrote to-do lists for himself. One entry literally read, "Describe the tongue of the woodpecker." Another read, "Observe the goose's foot. If it were always open or always closed, the creature would not be able to make any kind of movement." Leonardo did not care about appearing smart. He cared about understanding the mechanism of reality. IQ is knowing that the sky is blue. CQ is asking why the sky is blue, and refusing to sleep until you find out. A high IQ will help you win a trivia game, but a high CQ will help you change the world, because the hungry mind will outwork, outread, and outdiscover the fast mind every single time. The octopus survives the deep by pulling the world apart. The Renaissance master transcends history by questioning the woodpecker. Your inability to fit into the rigid box of a standardized test is not a failure. It is the proof that your mind requires a larger playground. So how do we abandon the anxiety of the IQ and feed the hungry mind? Here are 2 rules for the observing mind. Step 1. Follow the weird interest. The next time you find yourself going down a random rabbit hole, whether it's the history of medieval architecture, how to build a radio, or the psychology of dreams, do not feel guilty. Do not tell yourself it is a waste of time because it isn't making you money. That is your curiosity waking up. Feed it. Step 2. Optimize for questions, not answers. Stop trying to be the person who has a quick, clever response to everything. The smartest person in the room is the one who says, "I don't know anything about that. Can you explain exactly how it works?" Ego defends what it knows. Curiosity explores what it doesn't. So the next time you feel behind, or not smart enough, or like everyone else has it figured out, don't try to catch up. Don't try to prove anything. Just ask one question, a real one, and follow it. Let it lead you somewhere new. Because in the end, the people who grow the most in life are not the ones who knew the most at the beginning. They're the ones who never stopped being curious. Stay hungry. Stay curious. But when you have a hungry mind that is constantly observing, analyzing, and pulling the world apart, reality can sometimes feel incredibly heavy. To survive this heaviness and to navigate a society that doesn't always process things as deeply as you do, many highly intelligent people develop a very specific defense mechanism. You become the funny one. You use sarcasm, quick wit, and self-deprecation to lighten the mood and hide your overactive mind. Society just assumes you are naturally hilarious or naturally happy. But psychology reveals a much deeper, often darker truth. A sharp sense of humor is not just a personality trait. It is a sign of elite pattern recognition, and almost always a shield for deep emotional pain. If you want to understand why your quick wit is actually the ultimate proof of a genius-level mind, and the hidden psychological cost of making everyone else laugh, click the video on your screen right now. Your humor is your armor. I will see you in that video.